welcome back to our channel. On our last video, we show you guys our Brocock Commander HP Magnum first trial. So today,
Not my cock, Brocock.
So today we will be doing our Brocock Commander HP Magnum quick overview.
Alright, so we'll break it down to three different series because we feel that we owe it to you folks. It's been a long time coming for an overview and first impression video. We've had this gun for quite some time. It's only now that we're breaking out the video because, you know, we had a bum scope and it wouldn't have been fair. Now that we got proper scope on them, we can give you information as far as, you know, first impression, about the gun, how it performs. This is the raw deal, honest video. We're gonna tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's all real. We purchased this all on our own. So let's get to it. And the fourth video, so just hang tight for that. The fourth video, we're gonna be basically going over a, you know, a disassembly and components and adjustment and setting it up, that sort of deal. So I know you folks have quite a few questions about the gun and, you know, adjustments and that sort of thing. So hang tight for that. It's gonna be the fourth video following. So there's gonna be 3 series for the overview and first impression. So let's get to it. Alright, so first things first, this gun comes at a heavy price of $2,099.99 US dollars. So basically $2,100. That's with the Cerakote finish. That's not including shipping. So just think about that for a bit. The rifle does come with a single shot tray, as you can see here, which is really nice. Also, it includes a 10-shot magazine. So like the fact that it comes with not only a magazine but also a single shot tray. The magazine is very well made, real easy to maintain, very pleasing to load. It's almost as if the pellet just guides itself in, and just a simple effort, you're pretty much loaded and ready to go. It only loads from the left side of the rifle, so keep that in mind. The 10-shot magazine does only load from the left side, and you have to, of course, you know, pull back the barrel in order to load it, obviously. But as you can see here, very simple. It doesn't take much effort. It's notched, so it only goes one way and can only go one way. You can't mess that up. So very simple. I like the design. And the other thing is, as you can see here, my thumb placement. We'll mention a little bit more on that later, but you know, as far as the thumb placement for cocking the bolt. It's somehow it came natural for me. It just, I don't know how I subconsciously just ended up doing that, but very easy. I used that my thumb placement as a pivot point and kind of makes everything else um, much more effortless as far as the cocking of the bolt. The single shot tray, as you can see here, does load from either side, which is a very, very nice feature. The single shot tray, it depends on your preference. You can load it from the left or the right, depending on which hand you prefer to use to load the pellet or which side. So that's a great thing with the single shot tray. And it just takes a little bit of effort though for the bolt action. I prefer to have the biathlon, but once you get used to a technique for getting used to the bolt action, which does give character to the rifle, makes it different from the vast majority that are on biathlon. But in this case, it's real simple. The buttstock is adjustable, so you're not just stuck to one position. You can adjust it to your preference, and it has six detents on the adjustable buttstock, so you can adjust it to your preference, and it's also foldable. It just takes a simple flick of the your thumb and your palm, and you're pretty much in a folded version of the rifle, so which is a really, really neat thing. And I can pretty much if I'm moving about, I have pretty much maximum mobility. You can see closely, you just your thumb placement and your palm, and you got them folded right there. It just take a simple flick, and it takes a little bit of effort to, so it pretty much stays in position. It doesn't lock in the folded version, but it does stay enough to where it won't just swing back. You gotta put a little bit of an effort for it to, undo the fold. So it won't just undo itself even if you move it about. So it's a great feature of the gun, and you can custom that. You can give it its own character as well by customizing it with a different AR type buttstock. If you find one that you like that can fit an AR rifle, you can fit it on this gun. So thumb placement, your palm, you do a little flick upwards, and you're good to go. You're folded, and it doesn't become undone when you just simply moving about. So that's nothing to worry about. It's pretty well thought of design, but yeah, real great feature of the gun. Just takes a simple getting used to flick motion, and you're folded. The other neat feature that I like is the magnetic dust cap. You pretty much take very little effort to undo it, and you're ready to fill. I do put it. Be mindful of where you place it. For me, I place it right here where the buttstock is. I can pretty much leave it there, and then when I'm done, I simply put it back when I'm done filling. But yeah, be mindful, because if you're not mindful where you put it, you're going to lose it. So for me, I put it right at the buttstock, right below that, where you can see that brass color flat type adjustment. That's the regulator pressure adjustment area. Counterclockwise to increase power, decrease power for reg pressure is clockwise. Do not do that with pressure on the tank. If there's pressure, you'll damage the reg. So just remove all pressure altogether. And the safety is a paddle style safety, and with that little dot there that you can see pointing towards the F is ready to fire, and away from the F, which on the other side would point towards the S for safe. Of course, it's on safety, so you're not ready to fire at that point. So just that's real good design. I like the paddle style. It's not wobbly or anything. The fill pressure is the one with the colorful colors, yellow, green, and red. And then the reg pressure, the regulator pressure, is the humor gauge right there. The other gauge is for the tank pressure. So I wish that they did have it lined up properly where one, it's easier for you instead of like trying to twist your neck just to look at it. It does have 6 detents on this. Well, 5 detents, but 6 power level settings. So if you want to increase power, that's the great thing about this gun. Really, really great. Once you have this, it's almost like you can't do without it because it can take as various amounts of pellets. It's not very selective because of this feature. If I wanted to shoot heavier grain, I increase it. If I want to go lighter grain, I decrease it because, some pellets like they get destabilized at certain velocity. So that's a great thing. The bolt action right here is pretty much what you can see is about half of that section is free floating, and then the last half is pretty much to get it engaged. And then you push it all the way forward to put pellet into the breech. But you can see my thumb placement, and then just a little bit of effort there and gets you on your way pretty much. And to unload, you put a little bit of pressure holding the bolt action, and while pulling the trigger, you can unload the weapon. Not from pellet. You can't remove the pellet once it's in the breech, but what I mean is you won't be able to get it in the firing mode. So if you forget that, you can just undo the pressure or disengage the action by simply putting a little bit of pressure on the bolt action while at the same time pulling the trigger. It is a 1/2 inch by 20 UNF thread, so the muzzle brake there that comes standard with this HP Magnum, it comes with it, and you can remove it and put in your own moderator of choice. So that's a great thing. Really removes the bark from this gun because this gun does bark. And back to the fill port, I forgot to mention that for me, because I almost lost mine, it's lucky I found it, but for me, I just simply took a heat shrink for like, wiring, wire heat shrink, and I just simply cut a length, and I used a heat gun to put it in place, and it's pretty tough to remove. It pretty much stays in place once you put it. So that's if you do lose your magnetic piece dust cap, you can simply make your own by cutting a length of heat shrink and heat it to size, and you're good to go. All right, so that's it for this segment. Stay tuned for the next segment, and we'll get down to the nitty gritty of the gun and get down deeper into it and give you more info about, our first impression of the Brocock Commander HP Magnum in .25 caliber. That's it for now. Thank you for watching.
Lot of people on YouTube, you call me a homo, but you think I stand by this? Well, that shit is yo, you're all coming one. Because what user did, that don't give you the right to come in that name and shit. Motherfucker named Blue Summer posted a video and shit. We've been sending private messages and now we are friends. He copy and pasted my video, called me a homo and stuff. So if you call me a homo, you can just back off.